Hey everybody, welcome back today. For those of you who have been following, and if you've seen one of my last videos about opening up a trust checking account, irrevocable, non-interest bearing checking account, you would know that we were successful in opening up a checking account for our trust. And this is a real thing. We're not just speaking out the side of our mouths when we share this information. And let me ask you this, guys. So what will you and your family be able to do when you get a check next year based on the deposits that you deposited into the debtor system? What's that going to look like for you? Is that going to look like circulating that money back into your trust? Is that going to look like money that you're able to put up for education to educate yourself or your family member? Is that going to look like reinvesting money back into your business? What will that look like for you? You see, when you operate from an irrevocable trust in a non-interest bearing checking account, you become the creditor. So what do you mean? How do I become the creditor? Well, you become the trustee of that irrevocable trust. And when we're talking about trust, when we're talking about irrevocable trust, we're talking about, and we're speaking of inheritance, being able to pass an inheritance down to our children's children, down to the next generation after us and after us, to be able to leave a legacy, to be able to leave posterity money that doesn't run out to our posterity, to our generations after us, right? So one of the things is this. So when a creditor circulates into the debtor system, their money, right? We deposit money into the bank. We've been doing this all of our lives, right? If you have a bank account or you have a business, this is what you've been doing already. You put deposits, you put transfers, you put wires, checks are written out to you or to your business name, and you deposit that into the bank. But up until now, all those deposits that you've been making have been lost in essence. Yes, you can use them to pay bills and to do things and work with. But once you put it into the debtor system and then you work from it, it's gone, right? But when you put them into an irrevocable trust now, you become the creditor putting money into the debtor system. And what the creditor puts into the debtor system, they are it is to be returned to them yearly, right? And so part of what happens is the correct paperwork has to be filed, okay? You learn that at the Financial IQ Challenge. You learn more about that at the Financial IQ Challenge by my friend and my mentor, Rick Williams, otherwise known as Rick the Wealth Coach. And if you stay with us here, I'm going to share a resource with you later on at the end of the video. And so coming up in September, on the 2nd of September at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be a challenge that Rick's holding. And so you'll find out how to use the correct UCCs and 1099s, right, to be able to get your bank deposits back. So depending on what you decide in the next few moments will determine the size of your bank deposits, the size of your tax return next year. Yes, that's right, the size and the amount. So why do I say that? So if you don't make a move and you're undecided, then what happens? You forfeit your inheritance, in essence, for the next year's tax return and after that. So you see, the fact of the matter is that someone's going to claim your deposits. Someone's going to claim my deposits. All right. Someone will and has been filing the correct paperwork, right, and will get the deposits that you deposit into the bank. All right. So, which makes them the beneficiaries of your bank deposits instead of you. So let me give you a simple illustration, and it comes from the Bible. And you guys, if you've been following me, you know I share Bible bites and business bits. And so one of the most famous stories in the Bible is the story of Jacob and Esau, right? So we know that Esau forfeited what was rightfully his. What do you mean he forfeited what was rightfully his? He came from outside, he was hunting, and Jacob, he was cooking. And you know what? Esau was hungry, he was famished, and he asked his brother, Jacob says to his brother Esau, the older one, Jacob's the younger, Esau's the older. And Jacob says, you know what? Sell me your birthright. Sell me your birthright, Esau. And so what did the birthright have to do back then? The birthright in Bible times had to deal with getting the double portion of the inheritance, of the family's inheritance, right? And other things added on as well. But that was one of the main things, getting a double portion of the family's inheritance, right? And so Jacob jumped, he grabbed at the opportunity to get this birthright and later on the blessing as well. And so basically, to make a long story short, Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. And later on, he would do things that, in essence, like despised his birthright and that brought grief to his parents by some of the choices that he would make. And so, for those who have already made up their minds already to skip if you haven't been able to make any of the master classes, and there was just one actually today, I sent out some things notifying some folks about that. But if you weren't able to join one of the master classes yet of Rick's, there is a financial IQ challenge coming up on the 2nd of September, guys. And so this is an opportunity to take advantage of the next few months before the end of the year. And why do I say that? So you can get credit. You can get credit for the bank deposits that you've been putting from now on into the bank, right? And so up until now, like I said before, those who don't have irrevocable trust, those who aren't dealing as a trustee, then all the monies that we've been putting into the bank from before this time have been lost. But you can take advantage of the next few months before the end of the year and get yourself on track. And so what do I mean? They've been forfeited. Your bank deposits have been forfeited up until this time, but you can change that moving forward. And to capture the rest of the year's bank deposits by operating out of an irrevocable trust. And so if that interests you guys, I did say I would give you a resource. And if you go, you'll find it right on my YouTube channel, the Financial IQ Groove Cell link, right at the top of the page there. And Rick the Wealth Coach has made that available through me to be able to give to you guys so that you can attend the Financial IQ Challenge if you so choose to or not. If you choose to, good for you, all right? And so this is just another resource that we're sharing and that we can pass down to you guys. We can pass along to you to be able to get on the posterity boat, if you will, to get on this trek and this road of being able to leave an inheritance to our children's children, as Proverbs 13:22 says, that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the wicked. The wealth of the sinner is laid up for the righteous, right? So if that interests you guys, go ahead and click on that Financial IQ Challenge. It'll take you to the registration site. All right, there's 3 levels that you guys can come in at. The platinum level, all right, you'll be able to ask questions and you'll be on live with Rick. The second level is the VIP level. You'll be able to listen, but you won't be able to ask questions. Now with the VIP and the platinum level, you will get the replays of the classes for the week. It's Monday, I believe, through Friday, 5 days is the challenge. And then there's the general level or general admittance level, which is a Facebook group. and you'll be able to see the prices there, guys. So that's what I had to share with you guys today. And hey, remember this illustration, this story of Esau and Jacob, how Esau forfeited his birthright, right? And he despised what was rightfully his. And many of us up until now, if you so choose now, many of us have forfeited our birthright. And so let's let that in the past and move forward from here, taking advantage of the things and the information and the knowledge that is before us. And so, hey guys, be well. Talk to you next time.